top. We'll see who's going to be able to do it as we jump in. And here we go, back at it again. 11-4, 9-6. BDSA, I would say, got bailed out yesterday by a very fortunate Hextech soul that managed to come through.
They sure did.
Saved them with the wave clear when the Baron and the Elder was collected for Mirage. On top of that, it really did stop a lot of what their composition wanted to do with the setup in the Jhin, and the Yuumi and Udi are just simply running at you.
Oh my god.
The slows really did pan out here for them, so we'll see if they can have a much cleaner play. But BDSA, they focus the Dragons the most out of any other team here in the league, and I have to wonder if a team like LDLC that typically does a lot of their research will also be looking to see if they can maybe get their hands on a couple of early Drags, or at the very least contest them.
Yeah, with how much priority they usually put on the bottom side, I would not be surprised to see it. The Pyke Zeri bot lane is the thing I'm most intrigued about, because usually Zeri, paired with the Enchanters, one, because double range gets you a lot of priority, gets you a bit of safety with that shielding and things like that, but it's because Zeri is really weak early on. She is barely a champion until you get an item or two under her belt, some levels in her abilities. Until then, there isn't a whole lot of impact she's going to have, but DOS here has the Pyke, has the Ignite. That is, I want to fight you at any moment of the game. I want to push for level 2 and get hooks kind of picks.
It's always interesting to see what we'll get out of the Pyke players here. DOS showing us what he can do. We'll be able to chunk her Dote down.
Yeah,
half HP, but Crown Shot does actually trade back to Extra Kick, and you mentioned it, Zeri just does not have, a whole lot of DPS here early, and Crown Shot already going to bait out here for some early vision to try to get some protection in, but for the level 2, good damage coming out. Extra Kick, however, has to cleanse the Ignite. The Flash, level 1 versus level 2. BDSA's bot lane, they'll find first blood.
This is what I'm talking about, Austin. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Ragnar, level 2 Akali, wins a trade. I never thought I'd see the day. So much action on both sides of the map. But I'm gonna be honest, Austin, I don't know why we're fighting bot lane as Zeri Pyke. You don't have damage.
You just think you had the level 2. You're like, oh, we got level 2. We're going to bully these guys out.
Definitely.
They're walking up to me like this? I don't think so. And then all of a sudden, boom. And how about that? How about that timing right there? Boom indeed. Charm lands. You're dead, Chico. Oh my goodness. Yike finds the kill.
Wow, really nice flash charm coming through from Aka, and despite Chico's best attempts, nothing's going to be done here. And there it is. They got Ragnar got level 2 right as Aggressivu went in for the trade, so he's thinking, oh, wait a second, I eat in, but I'm in a lot of trouble. And with that passive, Assassin's Mark, the auto, the Ignite, Aggressivu, he gets the kill. That's a really nice extra bit of gold there for Ragnar.
Yeah, and I mean, also, we talked about, Aggressivu yesterday and the performance he had on the Graves, right? I would say, was a massive part on why they even won that game. He was like 6-0-1 at one point in time.
Yeah.
He was dictating a lot of what was happening up into the top side, but that was a little bit more of a favorable matchup. This, of course, he has been counterpicked, and you would never really expect an Akali to kill you before level 6.
Nope.
But now that it's happened, we'll have to see how Aggressivu is going to be able to kind of bounce back, and whether or not we'll see Shio try and make some appearances up towards this top side. But I mean, you have a really good map going for you at the moment if you're LDLC. You got no flash on mid, you found a kill onto the Ahri, you have a kill onto your top laner. Sure, you ended up losing Exit Kick down to the bot side here, but you have multiple lanes to be able to play through right now.
Yeah, and because the bright side, or rather the not so terrible side for that level 1 play that we saw bottom, or the level 2 plays, that Exit Kick died when the wave was shoved in, so he was able to collect a lot of it on the bounce back. That's why you see him pretty even in farm, not behind an XP really in any noticeable or meaningful way. So that means that Yike could show up bottom side and punish the fact that Crown Shot also doesn't have flash there.
Ragnar knows something's up. We'll be able to get the charge off here. A lot of damage comes down, no flash, but the Shroud really paying off in that situation here. So that gank that we were wondering about does end up coming through. Shio does invest the Ghost, and that's going to at least relieve just a bit of pressure here on the top side.
Yeah, it's going to allow Aggressivu to be able to shove out this wave pretty unencumbered, and with Ragnar's low health, he's not going to be looking for any trades for the moment here. So it's good play there from Shio, the top side. He's a player who honestly I had a lot of criticism for when it comes to early game, and being able to find some of these angles we've seen on the Hecarim, honestly not bad. I think a lot of junglers in this league actually, who we usually see were very inactive, managed to really come into their own with finding these angles, making these early game plays. And that is a big deal in this metagame where even if you're playing something like the Hecarim, things need to be happening early on.
Back to the bot side here for us, Crown Shot or Dote. Have a lot of kill threat, especially now that Jinx does have that Noon Quiver going to be picked up here. And Exakick is not really going to feel safe in lane as DOS has done a little roaming here through mid. We'll be able to get the shove out so that Ica can, in fact, reset, get back out onto the map. But level 6 is coming in, and this is where I think we start to expect what Ica is going to be able to do and how he's going to be able to start moving around the map here. It's all about utilizing that Spirit Rush here on the Ahri. And, well, maybe you don't even need it. Exakick is just going to move over here with Yike. It's a very early Dragon, around 6 minutes, and it looks like it should be secured uncontested.
Even though the bot 2v2 is a little questionable for this team, Yike, the stronger early game jungler, and the fact that Aka, when he's not on the map and you can't see him with the lead he's got for himself, something you also need to be respecting, like you're talking about. Having Aka around the map is going to have that kind of impact. And LDLC, a team who we know stacks Dragons quite a bit in the early game, is going to be able to pick up the first one here as well. And so far, LDLC, both teams actually, a lot of early aggression, but LDLC just walk away with a little more to show for it here. And I like this move from Ragnar as well. Get some vision, pop that Scrying Orb, so you can have a better eye on where Shio is and get the timer on some of these camps.
Yep, you found out exactly that. All right, no camps are up in the top side. That means that Shio is likely in the bot side right now.
Oh, look at that.
That ward is going to confirm it, as DOS is going to probably back up. Wave should get under tower here, unless Crownshot decides to pull it. And he's just going to go for the full clear overall. So a little bit of fog being used from both of the mid laners, threatening a move into the bot side. But doesn't look like anything is going to take place. It's a good reset angle coming through, and now DOS has found another angle. Come and just pop his head into mid lane to see if anything's going on.
Pike's that kind of champion. You get him moments to move. He is dangerous in other lanes. Oh, baby.
He might be dead. Ragnar goes in. Sure can flip lands, but he does not feel confident enough to go back through. However, this will force Aggressivu out of lane and will be a flash for Ignite.
Yeah, and I think you're happy about that one because you, as the Akali, don't even have flash to begin with. Getting that out means the next time that perfect execution comes up, you got to be feeling yourself just a little bit more. And because Aggressivu doesn't have the CP and he's got to walk his way back, he might actually lose out on a bit of golden XP because Ragnar has held the wave just outside of his turret range, it looks like. So that's going to be a nice advantage there for him. Things are slowing back down. You see both junglers pathing towards the top side because Rift Herald is now what's on everybody's minds, and that's why you see DOS already on the move here. We talk about, even though he's not level 6, still will be able to have a lot of impact in these skirmishes, and there he is, he's hovering.
There he is. Been here a lot.
Yeah,
is it duo Exakick or is it Ica?
Yeah, what's the question here?
I'm not really sure. We're going to find out.
Gotta open up Professor.
Yes, we do. But looking in the mid lane, Rift Herald is going to likely be taken. The priority is here. Nice hook. And that is going to be a flash forced out here onto Sinjo. However, Shield moves through, and this does actually reset the Rift Herald. So both teams nearby. 80 carries not going to be in the fight. And BDSA might feel confident enough to start this back up. We'll have to see exactly what the plan is for Shio. And yeah, he's going to start it.
Do have the vision on that. Ragnar could technically TP back and help them skirmish for it if they really wanted to. You still see Aka as well. They want this, and I think they should be in a good position to go for it. Both junglers have level 6. Ragnar has found his way back.
That's going to land. DOS is going to get absolutely shredded there. Unleash power. We'll be able to secure a kill. We'll see the Mega Death Rocket come out. Smite comes through, and BDSA will be able to secure the Rift Herald and get out scot-free.
Just like that, they're out of there. Easy usage of the Dark Passage and a really nice stun into kill from the hook, actually, from Redote, being able to allow Shiko to go through with the Unleash power. And now, getting Rift Herald for BDSA is going to be a big deal, especially because Shio didn't have to use his ultimate in that fight. You could very well recall, go bot lane, and just try to dive the Zeri, who's honestly still not in a position where you have to be really worrying about her damage just yet. So being able to set him behind, delay that crucial spike, being able to get turret plates onto Crownshot, I think is the best move.
Plate does end up going over there. Resets maybe for both of the mid laners, but no, first Ike is going to be able to pick up that blue buff. That's going to be handed off there from Yike. Good guy jungler, going to be able to give Ahri a little bit more priority over the mid lane, which has been a pretty important piece of this game here so far. Whoever gets the mid lane push, able to, of course, move out onto either side lane here first. You want to be able to keep this Ahri a little bit controlled. Look at DOS again. He knows that flash is down. Wants a little revenge after the Unleashed power rained down on him and sent him back to the base. So he's going to continue to look, but now decides to move in with Yike.
Yeah, and there's a big deal too. You know Shio's on this side of the map, and there That's a tilter right there. He's going to go ahead and steal that red buff. And I like this. Using some of that priority you got for Aka in the mid lane means you can pressure Chico, who has no flash. And once this next wave is shoved through, they can either go for the dive, because again, no flash available for the Syndra, or they can go ahead and move down for this dragon. It's seeming like dive is the answer.
Oh, they want to go all in. Beautiful charm, and that should set up for a kill. Yikes, the one that claims it. Ica gets out, and now they get to feast on some plates in the mid lane.
That's a nice bit of extra gold in their favor here. Aka did flash to make it happen, but he made it happen nonetheless.
Yike, no ultimate here. Does have his flash available. Shio looking to get a little aggressive.
Nice.
Wants to try to get more here. He uses the ghost, and well, Akali had the first move, so that will quickly be called off. However, BDSA, they could look to move first over to this Infernal Dragon. Chico's going to be coming up here in a few seconds. We'll see if they decide to start it.
Yeah, that's the big question. I mean, now Yike is still on the Raptors. He's not really showing up, and you can see with Exakick just going for the recall. No, actually, the assist pings are coming through. They do want to fight for this.
Oh, they all in. It's so clean. Shirk can flip into R. Auto Q.
Yeah,
it will be a trade kill, however, but more of the wave will be lost. So trades up into the top side bot lane. Ground shot wants to get aggressive. Rocket will go a little wide here, but will be able to get Exakick down to half HP.
Yeah, I think that favorable health trade is what's going to force LDLC to back off here. And even more so, Shio, I think he has some time on the Herald, but he's going to drop it now so it can get some turret plates down from the bottom side as well. And that's what we were talking about, getting it for Crown Shot on this Jinx. It's going to be a big deal. Oh, they might be able to stop it?
Rift Herald did not go the right way.
Oh, no.
Shelly does not know her left and right speed.
Yeah, her and Ravi have that in common.
Oh, no. Right. We'll let that one be. But Rift Herald does not crack, will end up being secured by the side of LDLC. But the Dragon does go over, so traded Dragons, and now Aggressive is going to be able to come up into the top side and gets himself a plate. Ragnar, who did trade his life for the play a little bit earlier on, will now have to try to collect it. Ignite and perfect execution, no longer up, and now Aggressive also has his flash, so he's going to be a tad bit safer, and he's been able to also pick up the Hex Drinker, just to make sure he's able to survive and isn't giving any more kills over to the Sakali.
Yeah, I mean, Ragnar's already 2-1 at the moment here. He has that Rocket Belt built. That bit of AP, that bit of Magic Fan is certainly going to be nice against the squishier members of BDSA, and that's what he's going to be looking for in these team fights. Moving in with Yike and Aka, trying to take down whoever is within his R range. Now, with nothing really else to fight for, it's just going to be about continuously pressuring mid. You should have that timer on Chico's flash, so if you wanted to dive him again, you very much could. That window is closing very, very shortly.
Oh, damage. Ragnar.
He's going again!
Second charge, perfect execution this time. Doesn't decide to go in with it, but it is the pressure. It is the aggression here on Aggressive, who is feeling the wrath of this Akali in the top lane right now and is just barely staying alive as he's just had to go constantly defensive and will finally be able to clear out this wave. And
that's given so much room for Yike, Doss, and even Aka to invade that topside jungle, snag the blue buff, and there isn't much BDSA have to show for it. Yeah, Crown Shot has taken some plates in the bottom lane, but that because the Rift Herald charge didn't go through, is not as much gold that BDSA would be hoping for. Now they're going to escort Crown Shot and this wave to come through, but they have a lot of people in the vicinity.
Be a little careful. We'll be able to get some damage in. Ragnar actually needs to be a little careful here. The Hex Drinker passive was procced, but I still feel like Aggressive took Nullifying Orb just to make sure that he's going to be able to survive more of this burst in case it comes back through. Ragnar's going to be having that perfect execution here very soon, so Aggressive might be forced into another reset, or we might get another scrap here in the top lane.
Maybe, but bot lane is now where I'm setting my sights. Yike has the ultimate, even though Shio is here, he's half health. That's why you're seeing that Dark Passage come through. Yike dodges a lot of CC, very crucially, and it's just going to allow a bit of damage to come through for this turret.
A lot of matching here in the bot side. Both junglers getting involved, making sure they're here for each and every play. But it will ultimately be a lot of low towers, no towers taken. Ica going to be able to get the mid lane shove as we typically see it with the Ahri. Yike needs to be careful, Ignite's down, has to use the ultimate, and will be able to get out with his life. Exakick putting in the damage. Tower is low, tower is down. So yes, you lose the ultimate, but it's in trade of the first tower. LDLC going to be very happy with this.
Can't complain. You got the tower, you get this extra gold onto the Zeri, who's getting closer to 1, that Trinity Force is what it's looking like, and 2, that Titanic Hydra. That 2-item spike is coming sooner and sooner here for Exakick, and that's kind of the closing of BDSA's window in a way, because you wanted to take advantage of the fact that Exakick Exakick, honestly really weak right now. We saw it in the level 1 play. Zeri's just not a champion until you get to that point. But so far, it's been LDLC all early game long, making plays, using their mid-priority, moving Aka around the map with the help of DOS, who's barely been in the bottom lane, just to be able to have an impact across this map. And of course, icing on the cake, Ragnar's just been running the top lane.
He sure has been. Just like the constant aggression, which like typically Ragnar gets put on a lot of these Gragas picks, and you know, he's meant to go up there, farm under your tower, survive, and be that late game team fighting power we need. But here it's just been aggression, aggression, aggression. And when you play like this, if you're aggressive, you're like, is the jungler here? You're just 100% of the time the jungler's just here. You're feeling like it, but he has been definitely pushing this champion to the limits. Putting a lot of pressure on Aggressivu, but I will say he's been handling it decently well. Still up in CS and has been able to pick up that hull breaker. But now we have the second Rift Herald fight. Shio pops the ghost. Will be locked down for a second. Ultimate comes through there for Exakick, but the hook lands. It's an immediate cleanse. Now the Rift Herald still alive.
There's the reset.
That's a kill for DOS. Finds it with the death from below. Will they go back onto the Rift Herald, or are they going to look for some more kills? 3k HP.
Oh, look at Crown Shot.
BDS on the retreat. That will be the flash coming out there. We'll be able to avoid the charm. Aggressivu not in a good position. Exakick jumps on top of him. Ika's here for support. That's the death from below again. DOS throws Crown Shot in trade of his life. In LDLC, they'll take the fight and take the Rift Herald.
And it's LDLC taking absolutely everything. Not only do they get this Herald, they can walk it straight down for Dragon if they so choose. Yike. His HP is full, but he's going to go for the recall, spend the gold that they have. They're going to allow BDS their small reprieve in neutral objectives here. And a beautiful fight coming from this team we praise so much. They're top of the league for a reason here on LDLC side, and they have just been so dominant in most of their games. And it's looking like that is no change today.
Looks like the Dragon should go over. Dote is going to play Lantern for a jungler. Secured, Lantern out. And they will be able to get themselves the second choice of the game. But first, one more look back on the second Rift Herald fight.
And this was a scrappy one here. You see them go in, and they tried to put the stun onto Shio. He didn't really find the best angle for that onslaught of shadows. Instead, he tries to ult on the Ahri, who is a very mobile champion. So wasn't able to find that value here. And so things slow down a little bit. Ragnar is still here who does damage. Exakick, being that mobile Zeri, is still here. And with the help of Yike being able to get that CC on, LDLC are able to navigate this fight so cleanly and find pretty much everything that they're looking for, even if they trade their support for it.
It's actually amazing that Yike survived all of that. When the Mega Death Rocket came in, Aggressivu was right on top of him. He was stuck in the pit and still manages to walk out of that one without a death. And the Rift Herald on top of it. So good looks here for LDLC. They're holding on to a decent gold lead of about 3,000 here at 18.5 minutes. Ika has a lot of side pressure going his way on the top side and might not be able to get it on this wave, but might be able to get this here on the next. No one looks to be matching and might just be a trade, I think, down in towards the bot tower here for the side of BDSA.
Right, BDSA trying to focus. The bot tier 1 is very, very low. Aggressivu is strong enough right now with that hull breaker that they do feel confident enough to be at least in the area while he takes the turret in case the play goes through. But ultimately, it's only a small bit of gold compared to what they are continuously losing here as Aka's shoving these waves in the top lane. He just picked up a turret. LDLC are in control of pushing mid as well, which means you lose your entire jungle if you're Shio. Shio hasn't even completed his first item yet. We're 20 minutes in the game.
That does not feel good. Does not feel good at all. And now you're losing more camps. And, you know, sometimes this is what happens with the Hecarim. It does really feel like it's feast or famine. Either you're the one dominating, you're taking all the camps, you're running players down, or you're kind of just getting absolutely collapsed and you're losing all of your camps and you feel like you can't really find windows in. And now you're stuck in the situation where you don't have your first item and you have to go up against a Yike who's going to provide so much more value than you are here. So a difficult situation for BDSA, down in quite a bit of gold, but do at least have the dragons going for themselves here. And it is an ocean dragon, so you would very much love to be able to get that soul if you're able to. And we'll have about 2 minutes and 30 seconds before that spawns. But first, BDSA looking to contest some of this mid lane priority, and they do have half HP on this tower. We'll see if they might be able to get anything done.
Yeah, and BDS, these are the kind of plays they have to go for right now. You have a lot of people grouping mid, seeing if you can catch people up with some pockets of darkness here. So far, only DOS is walking up, very mobile on this pike, just doing that bit of scouting and making sure BDSA can't find some of these openings here. And now, he's just going to go ahead and clear up the vision. He has that Umbral Glaive, meaning he can just one-auto regular trinkets, and it's going to be so good for LDLC's vision control, because that's what they've been focused on here. And now, it's all on this top side of the map. We're 2 minutes away from any dragon spawn, so they want to make sure this top of the map is dark. They want to make sure that BDSA are questioning, like, okay, surely they're not doing a 20-minute Baron, right?
Well, LDLC, they're going to move in, take away all this vision, and they didn't grab the ward there in the tri-brush, and just running right by it will be DOS. However, they just kind of want to get some of this deep vision down so they know exactly where everyone is. And it looks like things are coming in the mid lane right now, but LDLC, they're absolutely going to outpush you with the Rift Herald. This is going to have a second charge as well, and now it's a collapse. So DOS moves over, will be hooked up, trying to get himself away. Shio, does he have an ultimate in him? Looking for the angle in, might not even need it yet. Waiting, there it is. That's the fear, but DOS gets over the wall and might be able to survive, and now Shio is down. That's a massive kill for LDLC as they continue to fight. It's a trade back, though, onto DOS. Aggressive not in a good position, left in the middle of the team fight, and LDLC, they'll take a 2-for-1.
Man, it is perfect. It all starts with the Rift Herald play coming through. Like you said, Shelly is going to outpush you no matter what, and they work for the collapse on. We're trying to catch down DOS, and even though he falls in the end, it's an overwhelmingly positive trade for LDLC, and it's now they're just trying to stop this Baron. They know this could be the beginning of the end, and now they're just going to fight.
That's the hook. Adote, though, no support around him. Ground shot, no HP, no mana rather, and now Shiko has to run for the hills. Does have the flash, looking for the charm, does not connect, holds the flash, but it does at least get them off of the Nash.
So you do succeed in that regard, but still, you lost so many in that fight. You still have so much vision on the top side of the map that you need to clear. But the thing is now, LDLC, they're going to be able to move bot, pick up this dragon that's coming up in 10 seconds time here, which is interesting because I see that Yike is recalling.
Take a look at it again. They think they have a pick on DOS, but he's a pike, he's very mobile, and he's able to buy so much time here for his team.
The thing is, they need this pick on DOS. They know that, okay, we just got juked, we are going to lose our top tier 2, maybe even our inhibitor tower, so we have to try and make a play happen. Wow, that is ridiculous. But and as it happens too, you try to get the collapse, but it's LDLC who end up pinching the members of BDSA. They get the 3-for-1, and even though they don't get the Baron out of it, they still manage to secure themselves control over this Dragon Pit.
And look at this, Magi's picked up for Ica.
Love that.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten to the point with Ari where it's like, once you get to the late game, I think you realize that a lot of her value falls off. So
yeah,
you might as well try to close the doors as fast as possible. Get the game. Oh, I was thinking for a second. I had to hold that point because that was too damn close. Yike had the smite the whole time, but he's like, I don't want to use this. And Crown Shot's like, well, you better. Almost gets it, but not enough. So tied up in the dragons now, 2 apiece. And now we'll see exactly how LDLC want to start working the map right now. They can still move back to this Baron. There's a lot of good vision set up here for BDSA, so they'll know exactly what they're up to as soon as they move in, but how are they going to respond? That's really the big question.
And the big thing now, too, is that what LDLC want to do is continue playing. You can see how they move Aka. They always keep him on the side lane around the major objective they want to play for. Both solo laners are fed out of their minds, but this Ari is what you want to be playing towards. That's why he's pushing top, and that's why they're using that pressure to secure vision here. And instead of trying to answer it, BDSA, they're just trying to secure mid-push for themselves here to allow themselves to get some semblance of vision control, because so far they've had very little the last 10 minutes or so, and because of that, LDLC are basically walking all over them here. They're not even answering the top wave that is still there. A lot of golden XP is being lost at the moment if no one goes for it, and it's because they're trying to see if they can find an angle. They're trying to see if someone from LDLC oversteps, kind of like what they thought they could find with DOS earlier, but they need a more positive trade than what happened then.
Look at the map right now, just complete darkness. You have to use your ultimate here just to get an idea. Are they on the Nash? We have no clue whatsoever. And now LDLC, they're going to take this time saying, listen, we've set up the map. We know that you guys have no idea what's happening. We're going to take this time to reset, get some of that gold spent, come back out here. And you take a look at the gold graphs. They have quite a bit of it. Everyone having a lead except for Exakick. Crownshot does have slightly 700-800 gold here over him. And that's really your saving grace right now for BDSA beatdown. You need Crownshot to find a reset, start popping up, outputting all of his damage, because LDLC, they just have all the control and they're just going to continue to play with this fog of war.
Yeah, and considering that even though Chico's very far behind, he's still going to have a lot of value with that scatter of the week. It just has to be impactful. You need to be able to kind of slow down the engage, land a stun, blow somebody up with that unleashed power, and if Crownshot becomes a part of that, get him excited, you allow Shio to move in and threaten that all in with the onslaught of shadows. It's just going to be about creating space for Crownshot, because like you said, he's the saving grace. He's 2.5 items. He is in a good position to be able to go big in these team fights. He just needs time to put out the damage, because the thing with DPS, he has the DP. He just needs the S.
He needs the S. Capital S in there. Get it going. Let's see if it can happen, or it will happen, as Ragnar, he's toying with Aggressive View a little bit, and Aggressive View's had to go for a build that kind of just keeps him alive, so his damage is not really going to be anything to be too scared of. But in the back, Das will be spotted out as he was trying to see if he can maybe get some of this deep vision down. Looking for a potential flank angle with some TPs that are up for Ragnar, as well as Ica, both very mobile and would love to utilize it. But it looks like maybe this just might be a stall out for the next Dragon right now. Another reset here for LDLC, so they are allowing BDSA to farm up, get a lot of this gold back into their pockets. They're not really under threat anywhere. I mean, they do have a top inhibitor that is exposed, but we haven't seen anything for LDLC for as far as, pushing that envelope, trying to get into the base here. So it's just still playing around the Nash, seeing if they can get the setup, clearing the vision. Again, Mega Death Rocket comes out. They're not really going to know if they're on Baron or not, because that did hit Ica, but they do have some blue wards up and available.
Yeah, and I'm thinking now's the time you want to go for this. You've reset after pushing out all these waves, spending all your gold. It's Baron time, especially with that Mega Death Rocket gone and no threat of the steal unless Shio actually shows up. You just go ahead and get it done, and there's Aka.
Oh, a lot of damage here. Aggressive already down to half HP, but the Baron, it's not being taken very quickly. Shio needs to get eyes on it as he's going to go in. Ica in a lot of trouble. Might be able to get out with his life, but no. It will be a kill. 1 for 1 here so far on to Ragnar. However, Ica pushed out of the fight, gets them off the Baron, and BDSA still continuing to stall the game out.
Yeah, 1 for 1. No jungler, though, means you're going to be able to go for this dragon very, very shortly. Shio will be up in time, but by then, there's going to be no vision available here. You're going to be walking into darkness once more. So LDLC still in control here. They aren't able to go for the Baron, but they should be able to threaten this tier 2, especially with Das, who is in the area with some of those bone skewers.
Here we go in the bot lane. Charm lands. Das says hello.
Oh!
Looks for the Q, but he doesn't find it. Aggressive View with a bit of an outplay here. Whoop. Mega Death Rocket goes wide. Yike also comes down just for a little bit more insurance. A lot of damage going on to that tier 2, but will not be finished off on this wave. Aggressive View going to be able to stand his ground,
which is a big deal because you don't give away any of that gold. He's going to be able to recall and spend some of his. He has the teleport if a fight ends up breaking out. Because BDSA used this opportunity to push mid, they actually get to set up around this dragon first. Even with the eyes being there, that teleport is coming through. LDLC are a little slow. Yike, he's going to have to steal if he wants it.
Oh, he's not getting into that pit. It's secured here for Shio, but now he's got to get his way out in the back line. Ica! Oh, he loses the 1v1. Crownshot takes him down, and now the Jinx is excited. Ragnar goes into the stopwatch, and now Shiko has to flash over the wall. Here comes Exakick on the big play. We can't be able to find it, only be able to find a little bit of damage. Now Das looking for some more. Will he be able to find the hook? Yes, he will, but no one there to follow up. And it's a very scrappy fight here in the jungle, but BDSA, they come out with the win.
LDLC, they wanted the fight afterwards, but they just couldn't find the angle. Crownshot finally gets to go big. He gets that 1v1 onto Aka. The plan looked like it was wait for this Ahri to move up and find the setup, but he walked into one too many members of BDS Academy, and that sets them up in such a great position because, again, they get this mid push, and again, they now for the first time, they get to be the ones to threaten the Baron take.
Unbelievable. What a turnaround. BDSA looking to go toe-to-toe against one of the best here in the LFL. Yike. Can he play hero? Can he get into the pit? No ult, no flash. Not looking likely. It should be secured, and it is. BDSA They get the Dragon, they get the Baron, but can they get out with their lights? Yike's able to go in, lands the stun onto Adote, Hook will follow. A lot of damage coming in, but Ragnar can't follow, and Ragnar actually kills himself. That's the charm, that's the pick. They get one back. LDLC now looking for the chase. Into the jungle we go. Another Bone Skewer able to hit the mark, but they can't finish it off. Doss goes into the stopwatch, but here's Exit Kick. This is the moment they were waiting for. The collapse. That's the play for LDLC. They get a couple back and will be able to remove the Baron buff off multiple members here from BDSA.
And there it is. Only one person, Aggressivu, walks away with the buff, and that's an successful borderline ace coming through. Last time it was Crown Shot. This time it's Exit Kick, able to get out the damage. We talked about Zeri. She needs 2 items before she comes online, and I think it's safe to say she is online.
Ooh, taking another look at the start of this. No way into the pit here for Yike. Ragnar's also trapped inside of the Baron pit here, and Yike sets up the engage, but Ika's not here just yet, so it looks a little scrappy off the start.
That's the thing, both Ika and Yike aren't in the area. Because Yike doesn't go for the steal, he wants to go for the fight after. He's waiting for his mid laner and AD carry to show up, but now because of that shutdown with the death from below, they think they have the angle to go in. And realistically, even though it was a really scrappy fight here, you're still able to get the trades because Exit Kick comes back here with full health, and Aka barely loses any of these. He adds another page to the Medjai's.
That book.
Oh,
he sold the book.
Pain.
He sold the book.
I'm sad.
I'm sad too. I think after the death, you kind of just have to let it go,
chalk
you
it
know?
up.
Chalk it up indeed. Hook should land here. And Hook will follow back onto Yike, and that's also going to be the box utilized there. So the slows come in, but bot lane might see a kill.
That's
the death
one.
from below finds the kill and gets the reset. Shio can't get back in. No ultimate to be able to re-engage. And now 45 seconds without the mid laner here of BDSA.
That's the fight you're looking for here, and they committed all 5 to this one. They know Aggressivu is on the side. He has Hullbreaker. He wants to be on his own away from his team, so they are going to be able to get some of these picks, but they trade this tier 2. The one person with the Baron buff is getting some value on the map, earning some gold for BDS Academy here, but it isn't going to be enough realistically. Winning on the split isn't going to be the difference maker. We got a TP coming through. If they can stop this back.
Oh, the hook
they
is
do!
there! And now it has to be an outplay for Aggressivu. Will he be able to get himself out of this one? Doesn't look like it. He wants to take one back, but the spacing too good for Ika. One more Bone Skewer will come out, hits the mark. 5 players from LDLC will come up and take down the top laner.
And look at where all these waves are positioned here. Barely anything is able to be traded for it here. Luckily, Crown Shot's going to be able to push this wave out, potentially threaten the tier 2, but look at Doss. He's on the move. They are trying to speed their way down here to make sure even that isn't going to happen. And so, because of that commitment, LDLC aren't actually punished for it here, and that is the end of BDSA's Baron play. We have about 3 minutes till the next one comes here, but no one cares about that, Austin. You know what they care about?
That dragon, baby.
Exactly. 30 seconds from now, BDSA's soul, and LDLC can't be letting that happen. That's why Ragnar's only pushing the top lane as far as he has. He's going to recall, spend whatever gold he is, level 16 Akali with Ignite, and is going to show up to this play. LDLC, they have to throw everything in the kitchen sink despite the lead they are in, because Crown Shot on the side of BDSA, he is still a strong one if he gets that damage off.
4 items, GA here for Crown Shot. TP is available here for Aggressivu and he uses it. Dragon going to spawn. Shio, does he have a window into this pit? It is being shredded, bursted down. Mega Death Rocket comes out, but Yike secures the dragon. Now Shio looks for the fight into the back line, but they look onto Yike. Yike is low and has to ult back to safety. Exit Kick taken down to about 10% HP. Ragnar also forced out of the fight. BDSA, they don't get the dragon, but they'll be able to win out in the exchange on the battle as they'll walk back to mid.
Yeah, but if you're LDLC, you don't think it's a big deal. You deny the soul, you're able to burst down the dragon, and you walk away. It costs you some summoners, 2 flashes from jungle and support, but still, you're happy with this, especially because Aka, level 18, almost full build, double stasis, is very comfortably just going to go ahead and threaten some of these turrets here. Still able to push some of these waves in and force BDSA to have somebody on this side of the map. And I mean, look at the side waves, Austin. Because of BDSA's constant grouping, top is shoved all the way in, bot is shoved all the way in, and that means LDLC have a lot of time to commit all their members to the last outer turret in the mid lane.
Tier 2 very low.
Oh,
look at this bait setup here. Oh, Chico, what a
Good
flash
flash.
reaction, gets the ward down. And now the hook, will they follow up? A little bit of damage comes through, but can't take that one over the wall. Adote has to use the locket. We'll be able to keep everyone safe and sound. But another tier 2 picked up, as they'll get some damage onto Aggressivu.
This is still tough. Even with the lead, LDLC not in the strongest of positions here because of the kind of team fight that BDSA has. And Aggressivu, with how strong he is at the moment here, he does a lot of damage. Ragnar can't actually 1v1 him anymore, so he's got to threaten somebody else in the back line. Try to get on top of Crown Shot, try to get on top of Chico, and time that stasis with the unleashed power. So BDSA now, with that pressure they've got, with the HP trades they've gone for, they can set up vision around this Baron that's coming up very soon. Yike, he's going to be the one to face check this one. And Erdote, his hooks have been pretty clean so far. If he finds the angle, BDSA have a good fight on their hands.
Late into the game, gold not mattering as much as more and more items start to come into play, but it is still LDLC that have the majority of it and do have the lead. Exit kick, maybe in a bit of trouble, ease over the wall and gets himself to safety. That's the redemption that comes through. Gets everyone healthy. Ragnar right into the middle of the fight. Das is still a little bit low. Can they find an angle back in? They go right on the icon. They take him down. Mid laner is out of the fight, but exit kick finds the mid laner and trades one back. 4 versus 4. Yike is low.
Yike excited.
Is deleted. Aggressivu finds the kill. 4 versus 3. BDSA, they have the numbers, and they're looking for the Nash.
Insane catch, insane punished onto Aka, who is blown up instantly after the fear. And this is what I'm talking about. LDLC, they're still technically 5k gold up, but if BDSA find the angle, if Shio or Dote get the CC down, they have the way in.
That's a hook. That's going to be the GA popped. A little bit of damage comes back for Ragnar. Exit kick doing what he can. Death from below comes through, but it's 2 more kills going over. Exit kick gets 1 and is able to deal a bit of damage onto Aggressivu. He's looking for a little more, but has to back down, has to get away. What a game on our hands, but BDSA, they are not giving up beatdown.
And they have so much to play for here too, ensuring their spot in the playoffs here. One of the teams in the danger zone. Another win here would basically secure their playoff contention, putting them at 10-6 here. The worst case, if they get this win, is 10-8, and that will surely allow a team into the playoffs. Now, LDLC, of course, it won't hurt their playoff contention, but they would very much still like to hold on to that first seed.
Another look at this. I mean, exit kick, forced out of the fight, but a huge part of this is the immediate ultimate coming in onto the Ahri as soon as she pops her head into the side of the fight.
Yeah, they see it on the pink ward too. As soon as it comes through, look at Chio, he's waiting. The first Spirit Rush comes through and gone. Aka wasn't even part of this fight, and even though Yike and the rest of LDLC feel like they had the angle, we're scaled up on the side of BDSA. Crown Shot is almost full build. Aggressivu is 4 items. They are very powerful members on this side, so you get blown up easily as a Volibear despite the tank items you have. Numbers need to be in your favor. And the worst thing about it too is Das playing this Pyke. Yes, he's had a lot of impact early on, but we're at this point where Pyke falls off.
Exit kick, he's all alone. A lot of damage comes through.
He's gone.
Exit kick is down. BDSA now, they have the numbers. That's a key carry. No longer in the fight. Trying to find something, a 4 versus 5. LDLC decide to take it, but it's a stopwatch here for Yike. Able to get himself out with the ultimate. Ragnar goes in, but he does not have the damage. Has to take the perfect execution through.
That's one?
Does find a good amount of it and gets 1 before dropping. So no more Shiko, but it's only Shiko that's eliminated for BDSA. They are still hunting for more as they're in the base. They're under the towers. Double stasis here for Ica, but that won't save you. The hook comes through. Crown Shot finds the kill. Reset cities for the Jinx. And now BDSA, they can look for the win.
It's just jungle support. BDSA have everything they need to get that 10th win, to lock themselves into playoffs, to ensure that they do not fall out of contention. And they beat the top-seeded team in the league.
Unbeatable.